Recovering Queen, the Queen fan podcast where we talk about and play the songs we love. With Jay, Matt, and Ian.
Welcome to Recovering Queen, the Queen podcast where we take a famous or not so famous Queen song, do a cover version of the Queen song, and then talk about what we've learnt about the methods and the madness of the greatest band there has ever been in the world ever, Queen. My name's Ian, and with me, as ever, are Matt and Jay. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Ian.
Good evening.
And good evening, Jay. Good evening, Jay.
Oh, Ian, Matt.
Oh, hi.
Good evening, everybody, and good evening, listeners, and happy birthday. Yeah, you know who you are. So, gentlemen, which track are we talking about tonight?
Do, hero.
What on earth? Yes, we are talking about, of course, with that introduction, it could only be nothing else except the hero taken from Flash.
Yeah.
Brian, well, it's a co-write.
Yeah, it's a co-write.
But,
yeah,
absolutely. Which
Brian and Freddie?
No, Brian and Howard.
Brown and Blake, May and Blake.
May and Blake. Guess what other song Blake wrote that's really famous? Do you know this? It's really good.
EastEnders theme tune.
It's the next thing he did after Flash was
We're walking in the air. No way.
Yeah. So he wrote
Snowman.
The Snowman. Yeah.
Crikey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. I don't know anything about this. So Blake, he was a big writer within the Flash.
Well,
Yeah,
tell
well,
you what,
he's the
Jay,
orchestra-
when we've done the podcast, you listen to it, and then you'll learn all about it.
Yeah. And then forget.
Okay, well, who's Blake?
Howard
Blake. Howard Blake is an English.
Howard Blake.
Howard Blake, yeah, English contemporary composer of some renown, actually, who was going to do the soundtrack. Well, did do the soundtrack for Flash Gordon, and it was extensive work done, loads and loads of recordings done, and then Queen came in and they used most of that instead. But notably throughout the film, there are some great orchestral bits. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like brilliant. Some of the bits are ace
lots of that. And there is, if you look on the YouTube and do a search for Howard Blake and Flash and all that lot, there is, I think it's about 20, 25 minutes of the themes that he did and a lot of the original soundtrack that didn't make the cut.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I did not know this. Or maybe I did and I forgot. But so he did all the string arrangements.
Yeah,
and
so a lot of the really amazing bits are actually Howard Blake as well. So there's it's weird because I don't remember him having a songwriting credit originally. I'm sure the songwriting credit has only appeared in recent years.
Oh yeah,
I don't
possibly.
remember looking at my Flash Gordon album because I used to look at that stuff all the time as a kid, poring my way over the album cover and the inner sleeve and stuff.
looking at the track listing, there's actually there's just the two tracks on the co-writes with Blake, The Hero and Can You Guess Which Other?
Is it The Marriage of Ming or something?
No, it's got to be Crash Dive into Mingo City, Richard's favourite track that he really wants us to cover at some point.
It's actually The Kiss.
Oh,
Freddie.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Freddie on the Kiss and the Death Cell and all that is so good.
So I'm just wondering, what would he have written with The Hero if he's more like a classical composer? Because it's quite a heavy song.
All that bit that isn't the heavy metal song after the second verse, when it stops being the kind of heavy metal song and goes into that huge orchestral bit, always puts me in mind of that bit in Was It All Worth It, where they do all the stuff like that. Very much like that. It is a genuine co-write because Brian didn't write all those bits, and obviously Howard Blake didn't write the other bits.
It's really clever, The Hero, because it's like any sort of final part of a big concept piece. It contains all the major themes. Like, it's all in there. It's got Flash in there, Battle theme, Volton's theme, Ming's theme. It's got everything in there and cycles through them. It's really cool.
But you see, what I'm trying to say, and obviously not very effectively, is that there's clearly a main theme to the song, isn't there, of the hero, and then it brings in all those other elements. But I wouldn't, because it's a soundtrack, I wouldn't have thought that would then count as part of that song. Is what I'm saying. I suppose it's wherever you decide that the song starts and ends.
Well, yeah, but the fact that it is the song, like on the CD, it is the song begins and ends with where it says it begins and ends, and the same with the vinyl, and the same with Spotify. You can't put the Spotify bit on and then it says, "Oh, and here's the." It doesn't list it as an orchestral section when it gets to the Ming's theme, because Ming's theme is a Howard Blake thing, I think.
Because Brian could re-release it and then just move it along a bit, and then just say this bit was just by me.
Yeah, yeah, but it's a very short song. I mean, it's a kind of. It's not really like...
Isn't it like a minute?
Well, the hero itself, the kind of hero theme that's new, there isn't really much new, is there, in there? Apart from the verse. Yet you ain't nobody.
That's what always frustrated me about this song, because it's this to me, that's the verse bit, even though it is Brian, again, on his old favourite A&D chords, it is so good. The melody is just
it's
absolutely
one of my favourite things on earth.
Brilliant. Roger's drumming... The fill-ins are obviously quite impressive, but that drum beat he starts with after the da 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 da, and when he brings in the snare drum, where the snare lands, it is absolutely sensational, and totally. Even as a drummer, it really caught me out, and still catches me out to try and predict where he's going to put it, and then. It's almost, this could have been up there with It's Late if Brian had carried on writing it and finishing, because that melody, so you feel like you ain't nobody and put your head in your hands and all that kind of stuff. Oh my God, it barely gets any better. But then it's not finished. The song's not finished.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, that's what I found frustrating, because the strings kick in, and admittedly that is an amazing bit of the. Okay, now I now accept that's a bit of the song at the end. But then I'm like, where's the song gone?
Yeah,
it's gone,
absolutely.
and you're like, it's just like a butterfly just coming into existence for such a short space of time.
Yeah,
it's really frustrating.
No,
as
I don't
hell.
find it frustrating. I actually think it is brilliant to go. Here's an amazing little out. Remember, it's in a film. And it's got to be here's this amazing melody. It's so triumphant, because I remember whenever anything good happens to me in life, for some reason I always have that as the theme song going on in my head, where it goes hail Flash
hero.
Gordon, and he goes, yeah, he saved everyone else, and it goes into that whole thing, and it's like, yes, this is it, this is as good as life gets. It's brilliant.
A brief look into Matt's psyche there that tells us quite a lot.
Yeah.
What is your take a moment there, listeners, to think about what's your internal success soundtrack? What track are you walking down the street to when you're feeling good? A hero would be a good one, that's for sure.
Yeah. It really is, honestly.
I mean, you could have that, really. You could actually take a ghetto blaster around with you, couldn't you, for those moments, just at all times.
Matt has passed his exams.
Yeah.
Oh, life would be better, wouldn't it, without
so
blasting
good.
out everywhere. But then after the excellent orchestral bit, we do go into a really good guitar solo, which fits in
beautiful.
Within the original.
It's so good.
And again, that's like this delicate little, brief flame that burns brightly and then goes out again before they take us into it's kind of Flash reprise, I guess, isn't it, of the main Flash track, and then end of the song.
I mean, the fact is that it does keep going in and out of all the different themes, and it's clever because Brian May's had to transpose some of those themes for it to work, and even change the kind of tempo and drum beat underneath and things like that to get it all to gel. Yet it does seamlessly run as this kind of really brilliant outro piece. It's just
a really brilliant yet frustrating outro piece.
I don't find it as frustrating as you two. I don't think.
I've put my opening line was, "Could this have been the best Queen of all time?"
Yeah, and that's the question I ask. If Brian had saved it for side B Hot Space as a full rocker, who knows?
But don't you feel that you might be saying that, say if this was White Man, or there's a couple of those kind of Brian May songs that have got some ace bits in them and ace verse melodies and things like that, but maybe they don't hold up as a whole song. But as themes, it might do.
The bit that exists in the loud bit might be my favourite Brian May kind of melody and chord combination, but it's just over so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it is
I just think
brilliant.
it is so good.
Well, they opened concerts with it, didn't they? And it's very, I mean, like, this is Freddie used to moan about the song because it's very high.
It is ridiculous on the album. Oh my God! I mean, it's I just there's no way I couldn't even do a terrible attempt at it. So
it's higher than its late chorus, isn't it?
it is. Yeah. I've done the live translation.
It's so ridiculously.
It's so it's
and they said, didn't they? They said that at the time that musical soundtracks, they couldn't be rock. That was the big quote, wasn't it? That Brian's quite famously talked about. One of his proudest achievements was the fact that they really did pull it off with Flash when it'd never really been done before. This sort of rock had been done, but not as a soundtrack to a film in that way.
right.
Yeah, and I also read that it was recorded at Utopia Studios. And it was quite literally, it was the very last thing that they did, just days before the tapes were sent for mastering. So it was the very last thing, apparently.
Oh, so I wonder if that explains why it's unfinished then, I wonder, because he said, I've got this. It was going to be my next big hit, but we can use it for that. And everyone was going, oh my God, that's amazing. That's perfect. And
yeah, it could be.
But it is perfect.
Could be.
It is perfect. It's
great.
the best thing on the Flash album. By a country, although Flash Gordon, the actual song itself is great. Like Flash is obviously a brilliant. Is one of Brian's best songs. whereas I think the Hero is such a highlight. It's amazing. It's epically good.
So when they did it live, they obviously introduced it, to the live set. 67 live performances right at the start of the set. But clearly, Freddie could not. You wouldn't even attempt it in its original key, so they drop it down to an E. So the same chords as when they start with "We Will Rock You" as well. That kind of E to A instead of it being the A to
oh
D.
crikey!
So
it's dropped down quite a lot, isn't it?
It's quite a lot, yeah. So that's the key I did it in. Looking, I used Milton Keynes as the template for my version. So it's, just absolutely, and just an absolute joy to do. Just all of them completely on fire. Maybe Roger's drums was the best one to try and work out. I was there for hours and hours trying. Where does that snare land? And trying to get the toms done and everything. It's
very Bonham.
It's exciting, isn't it? It's just drums are exciting, guitars are exciting. Freddie's vocal is blistering. It's just pure adrenaline. Absolutely love this track.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I was thinking almost never better than when they were doing it live, but. Maybe better on the record because it's ludicrously high.
Oh, God, I love it though. I mean, when Freddie's pushed to that kind of limit, which presumably there wasn't much of an opportunity ever to really push his like full voice that high up. Because after that, he starts to do all that sort of stuff in falsetto and it's amazing. But like he's absolutely proper belting it out in full voice.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like, what
imagine
what the hell?
He would have been able to do many takes though. God,
No.
I mean, if they had just had a couple of days to do it, they must have really had to, knock back the gin before.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing that you kind of expect your kind of heavy metal singers to do. You sort of Jeff Tates and your Rob Halfords, but it's like there's Freddie in the mix doing what they do, but probably better.
Well, it's funny. I had a look on YouTube, and there was quite some interesting covers. Dungeon, have you heard of them?
I've heard of it.
Is that the Swedish band Dungeon?
I don't know. It was sort of cross between a sort of Ronnie James Dio and almost a little bit of Halloween. So it could be.
How was Dungeon spelt?
Just Dungeon as you.
Oh, it's not the Swedish band Dungeon. No.
And there was another version by the band The Lonely Ones, which was it's quite interesting to have a look at some of the. In fact, actually, on their version, that was really funny because they'd got somebody to voice all the bits like dispatch War Rocket Ajax to bring back his body and stuff, but someone else was doing it, and they were doing the open dub of that, which I thought was really quite funny. And they'd even got the Max von Sydow, is it? Yeah, they'd even got the sort of somebody copying his laugh. It was it's quite worth.
So good that ring bit.
Well, of course, I do that on my version as well, as a homage to the to the studio
That's
version.
you laughing.
As well,
Is that you laughing, Ian?
Yeah. No, I got Brian in. I got Brian Blessed in for the afternoon. At high cost. But they've done it with Adam Lambert, so I imagine Adam finds it a little bit easier to hit those notes than Freddie would have done.
God, actually, I haven't seen that. I'm going to immediately go watch Adam Lambert do the hero.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, but they do it in the on Adam Lambert's version is in E as per Freddie. So at least he didn't attempt the A chord. Maybe that's even beyond Adam Lambert's incredible vocal theatrics. So that just leaves one more thing, gentlemen, to get the scores on the doors for this perplexing, frustrating, yet wonderful track. So, Matt, where are you going with The Hero?
For everything that we've said, it's going to have to be a 9. It's not like you said, it's not a fully fledged song, but it's got everything. It's one, like you said, it's one of the best verses Brian ever wrote. I think it's so exciting. It is my theme music that's running through my head when good things happen to me in life. And that's genuinely true.
It's got to get a bonus point for that, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm very close to giving it a 10, but I think that to be too personal with it would be ridiculous. But yeah, it's awesome. 9. It's a 9 from me.
It's a 9. Jay?
Yeah, I was just trying to think what was going through my head. It's probably the loser in the end.
Oh, that's a terrible one.
No, it's such a breathtaking track. This is. It's so wow. It's so exciting. I love it. I would love to give it a 10, but as you know, I think it's too short. So 9. Wonderful. Yeah, love it.
This would be a clear 10 for me if he'd finished it, if there was another couple of verses at the end. But it's just too short. And as good as the orchestral bit is, and as good as the live version was, and the guitar solo in the studio version, it's just not up there. No, for me, this is an 8.
I think you're both being slightly fooled. I think it's a bit like cheesecake. It's like you only want a small piece of cheesecake, and if you'd had if
I love this is a bad example. Matt. I love
but you can't eat the whole thing.
I could put my head
if you
in
ate the whole thing.
Yeah, I could put my and trifle. I could. Yeah, choose something else, and I'll go with you.
Okay, a bacon sandwich.
Well, I don't eat pork.
I don't know what to do, but you can see my analogy at least. I think that there's too much of it. Perhaps it would crush itself under its own weight, and that perhaps that's why it's so good that you only get one verse, and therefore you just want it more. It's left you really wanting more.
Yes, but
that is very possible.
Quote Yngwie, more is more.
I don't get people who say less is more. Surely more
is more. Yeah.
Well, with that in mind, shall we listen to Ian's version of The Hero?